Впевнений, ви розумієте, що переговори не є простими і приємними, але вони...
The face of Ukrainian resistance, Volodymyr Zelenskyy has once again appealed for peace, but this time to also talk about renewing territorial integrity and fairness for Ukraine. Will there be a breakthrough this time at least? Well, this isn't the first peace talk between Russia and Ukraine. The first peace talk was held on the 28th of February on the fourth day of the Russian invasion. Officials from Ukraine and Russia met at Belarus and it ended without any resolution. Ukraine demanded an immediate ceasefire and withdrawal of Russian troops. The first peace talk lasted for about 5 hours. The second round of talks took place in Brest on the border of Poland on the 3rd of March. The talk was somewhat successful as humanitarian corridor was organized for civilians to flee the war-torn Kharkiv, Mariupol and the capital Kiev. However, there was no ceasefire from Russia. Zelenskyy around the same time also asked Putin to sit down and negotiate. But Putin insisted otherwise, that is, to continue the demilitarization and neutrality of Ukraine. Then the third round of talks took place on the 7th of March amid accusations of Russia not keeping up with their end of the bargain, as Ukraine's foreign ministry said that Russian shelling was preventing evacuation of civilians. Ahead of third round of peace talks, Kremlin claimed that Russia wants Ukraine to meet a list of conditions. Spokesman Dmitry Peskov said that Russia will halt operations if at all, number 1, Ukraine stopped fighting, number 2, amended its constitution to declare neutrality, and number 3, recognized Crimea as Russian territory, number 4, recognized the independence of 2 disputed regions held by Russian-backed separatists. Virtually, this peace talk failed. And then the fourth round of peace talks was held on the 14th of March while Russia continued its efforts to capture Ukrainian capital city Kiev, Mariupol, Kherson, Yavoriv and other prominent cities. The fifth round of peace talks followed the fourth one on the 15th of March. This time, President Zelenskyy said that both countries sounded more realistic in terms of negotiation, but more time was still required to consolidate best interests. Now the question remains how peace talks will fare. Ukraine's stand on peace talks includes security guarantee, ceasefire, withdrawal of Russian troops, and political resolution of disputed territories. They also did not plan to give up on any Ukrainian land. A few days before Moscow launched their invasion, Putin signed a decree to legitimize 2 separatist regions in eastern Ukraine, which is Donetsk and Luhansk. But Ukraine has maintained its core position that it retains sovereignty over areas that were occupied since 2014 by Russia and pro-Russian forces. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov has said that Ukraine lacks zeal from their side towards a peace talk. Putin apparently showed very little sign of relenting even while Russia's economy is getting damaged by Western sanctions. Russia's military had ordered Ukrainians inside the besieged port city, Mariupol, to surrender, but Ukraine defied a Russian demand that its forces will lay down arms. Hundreds and thousands of civilians have been trapped in a city under siege and already laid to waste by Russian bombardment. But Kiev and Moscow have reported some progress when it comes to security, of course, while keeping the NATO out here. Time will tell how realistic these peace talks will turn out to really be. Internationally, Russia is looking at Beijing for support, and naturally, that one support can make the overall pressure on Russia less effective. But so far, China has only said that they want the conflict to end while denying that they discussed military aid with Russia at all.
For more informative videos like this, keep watching India Today Newsmo.